We're going to be making a binary search algorithm. This is super cool because previously in the playlist linked below the like button where we've done other C++ videos, we've gone over linear search, and that one takes a long time to do. Binary search is a lot better. The only problem is array elements must be in order. There's three parts to this, three main parts. There is a left, middle, and right. We're going to continuously have a new middle and try to see if the value we want to find is that middle, while also shrinking our left and right sides. You'll see this in a second. So let's make an array first so that we can do this example in ARR. We have it in order, so essentially we're going to have a left side, and we're going to have a right side, and we have a middle. Now, every time this executes, we are going to have a value that we compare it to. And that's going to be like if we take some input for a user. So let's say we have cout, so we're going to ask the user to enter a number, and we're just going to want to then end the line. We are going to want to store this input. We'll just call this int n is equal to 0, and then we are going to have a cin. That way we can take the user input. So we're going to have cin. It's going to go into the program, and we're going to set this to n. Pretty much it. User's going to enter a number. We're going to see if it's in this array. Now, if it's greater than our middle, the left, which is the lowest, will now be our middle plus 1. So it's going to be on this side. And then we're going to do that again, where we look at this middle. If n is higher, we're going to look over here, rearranging our boundaries to find this. And if we don't find it, we'll just print out that we haven't found it. This is going to run in a while loop, and it's going to run while our left and right do not equal each other, or as long as our right is greater than the left. So we'll do int left. We're going to set it equal to the lowest part, which is 0. And then we're also going to want to make a right, which is equal to the highest part. This is going to be our array size, -1. Our array size, we can set it right here to be an int size, and we'll set it equal to 10 because we have 10 values here. The right, since we're starting at indexes here, and we're not using the length, we're going to do the size -1. So that's going to get our highest part. So we're going to do this while our left is less than or equal to our right. If the two values are equal to, left is equal to right, that means, like let's say they both converge on this 8, and the n is not 8, well, it's not in this. And if it's not in this, we should output down here, cout, and we'll just print out the number is not found. That's pretty much it. And then we'll end this line. Now, what we're going to want to do inside of here is make a middle value that we can manipulate. Int mid is going to be equal to, how do we do this? Well, you just take the max, and then you take the minimum, you divide it by how many there are, there's 2, so that's going to be left plus right divided by 2. That's going to give us our middle, and this is going to be able to change every iteration in this while loop, and I'll show you that by doing this right here. Adding a cout statement. Cout, and what we're going to do is print the value at our middle. So we'll do ARR, where we print the middle, and that will print the value out at the current middle that we're looking at. So you can see that as we run this. Now that we have that, we can go through our test cases. We'll say if our array mid, so that's going to be the elements at the middle index, is equal to what we're searching for, which is n, we're going to want to do two things. We're going to print out found, and then we're also going to return 0, meaning this program has completed successfully and we are done. That's going to be for this if statement, and then we'll have an else if statement because we have two more cases. If n is greater than our mid, that's going to be one case. So we'll say if ARR mid is less than n, we're going to be inside of here. And so what's going to happen? Well, if n, the value that we want to find, is greater than, we'll just say like 5, which will be our min value, our middle value, then we're going to want to look on this side. So our left is going to have to be the middle plus 1. So inside of here, all we're going to do is set left equal to mid plus 1. That's going to be our new left. So we only look on this side. We're again shrinking the boundary. But if it's on this side, that's going to be an else if, and then our n is going to be less than the element, or I'm sorry, not the element at our index middle. Sometimes indexes and elements can get a little bit confusing, but this is how it's going to be. If n is less than the value at this middle, we are going to want to look on this side. And so that means we have to reassign the right to be the middle minus 1. So right is equal to mid minus 1. And that's pretty much going to be it for all of our checks. So we can close this else if, we're going to close our while loop and close this. So let's try to run this, and then we can input a variable, and you can see how many iterations it takes to get there. If you have any questions, as always, please leave a comment below, and I would love to clarify anything I can for you. We're going to enter a number. Let's say we want to find the value 10. So we go to number 5, that's our middle here, and then we're going to look at 8, that's this one here, and then we look at the middle between 8 and the last, which is 9. It's not this one, so eventually we look at the last. This is when our left and right are the same as our middle, but we found it. We found this 10, and we're going to print it out. So that is it found. Now let's enter a number that's not in here, so let's say like 99. So to go through our entire array, notice how it checks this one, then it goes to this side, and then it goes farther to this side, and lastly it makes a last ditch effort, but it can't find it, so it just prints out the number is not found once it breaks out of this while loop. Again, that's it for binary search. As always, if you have any questions, you know what to do, and if you want more C++, check out that playlist, link below the like button.